You see, at some point in your life, you got to step out on faith. You got to step out on a maybe. You got to realize that you got to know who God is and what God will do in your life. What Jonathan was saying to his armor bearer, he said, if God gets in this thing, we don't have to stay stuck in this place anymore. Jonathan decided to step out and risk everything on a maybe. He couldn't imagine being in bondage to the Philistines his entire life. He knew that was a definite outcome if they stayed stuck. The reality is, if you just stay where you are, nothing's going to change. But when you begin to step out in faith to believe that God can do a work, that's when you begin to do something that's going to change in your life with the help of the Lord. And Jonathan said, if God gets in this mix, something's going to change. So Jonathan decided it was better to move out in faith on a maybe than to stay stuck on a definitely. The problem with some of us and why we stay stuck is we are unwilling to step out on a maybe because it is not definite. How about maybe trying to let God handle your situation instead of you handling it yourself? How about maybe trying God to help you with your rebellious child, then you come up with something else? How about maybe you trying to pray just a little bit more and put it into the hands of God? How about maybe being just a little bit more committed to attending church than staying out? How about maybe reading God's word and not just reading it, but applying it to your life? If you're ready to get unstuck, then maybe step out on a maybe instead of staying stuck in your definitely. I don't know about you today, but sometimes you got to step out on a maybe. Amen.